Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And today I have for us 4 blue dial TAG Heuer Aquaracer models. Posted a green video comparing the 200 to 300 about a week ago. I had someone reach out and say, hey, can you do the same thing with blue dials? And it just so happens I have more blue dials in stock. So up first here, I have the Aquaracer 200 Solargraph here with the blue dial, as well as the 200 meter blue dial here with the stainless steel bezel. You have a nice gradient blue on the 200 here, obviously getting darker towards the edges, and I'm going to say almost black towards the minute track there. So again, 40 millimeter models, stainless steel bezels on this. You have the quartz, or I guess quartz solar, quartz movement here. Again, very similar, feel pretty similar in hand as well. I will list links to, I've reviewed all of these individually, and I will post links to all of these. If you want specs on each one of these, please take a look at those. All the specs will be listed there. Gonna keep this relatively short. And then up next, I have the, and again, I did an actual video with just the 2 of these as well. I'll link that if you want specs on this, but the Aquaracer 300 here in the blue, as well as the GMT with the two-tone black and blue ceramic bezel. So again, all 4 of these, I'm going to try to give you just side-by-sides of each of these, and then I'll throw these on wrist. Again, I'm going to try to keep this relatively short with all of these, but want to be able to just show you the different, specifically the pattern. You kind of have more of that, I'm going to call it the teak deck style motif here on the Solargraph versus more of the wave, you know, so it's not completely horizontal lines on the GMT. And the same can be said about the date only 300. Another significant difference, if you love your on-the-fly micro adjustability, the 300 is your option. You get micro adjustability on these 200 models. However, it is built into the clasp with those fixed anchoring points. Whereas with the 300, you do have on the fly with the exterior dual push button to be able to slide that, that bracelet. So again, try to give you one more look here, the GMT and the 200, and then the 300 non-GMT or date only. Pop of orange looks great. I do like that. For me, gang, I'm a huge fan of the GMT. I've said it in other videos. That is the pick of the litter for me personally. But let me throw these all on wrist. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is, I guess, price point. I'd be remiss to at least mention the price point on all 4 of these. Let me grab my notes here quick so I don't misspeak. But the 200 here, again, pretty flush to the wrist. Fits very well. I do like the fit of the 40 millimeter as far as the case thickness and everything. Looking at $28.50 on this model, and then the solar model is going to be your cheapest. I'll throw that on next, and that is going to come in about $500, actually exactly $500 cheaper at $23.50. And then moving up to the 300 date only, you will be at $3,800. So you have about $1,000 jump from that 200 that I just had on. Again, this is the Solargraph. This is the least expensive at $23.50. And again, the 300 date only, $3,800. So about $1,000 jump compared to the 200. Again, a little bit larger, 42 millimeters. And again, I do prefer the 40. However, could wear it, you know, relatively compact lug to lug. All those specs will be in the description with the other videos. And then last but not least, your GMT will be the most expensive at $4,200. So you have a $400 premium on the GMT compared to that date only. Again, a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, but to me, aesthetically, I feel the most pleasing to my eye. Frankly, don't even really have a need for the GMT, but functionality and just overall look of it, or I should say aesthetically and overall look of it, it's just my personal preference. So bi-directional bezel on your GMT. So again, pretty notchy feeling, but bi-directional. Your 300 date only, not nearly as notchy, a little bit more smoother, and you can also not as audible, or not as loud, I should say. And moving back down to your 200, got that notchy feel again. And I am still working out the loom here. If you've watched videos, you know I'm got all natural lighting here, so I've got to get something I can cover up and be able to give you guys loom shots. Again, this bezel feels exactly the same as the 200, so I'm sure it probably is. But overall, I really don't think there's a bad option. I think it's price point. You know, obviously going from 2350 up to 4200, there's a difference in price point. And then, you know, obviously, are you okay with solar? Do you want your automatic? But overall, all four stainless steel watches, blue dials. You have options, gang. You have options, and I always say options is a good thing. So thanks again for viewing. If there's anything we can do for you, anything at all, contact information in the description. We'll see you in the next video.